Hello and welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Today we are talking to our dear friend Halina, the founder of Ordinary Pioneer. Halina's been practicing yoga for over 20 years and is passionate about mental health, nutrition, mindfulness, and overall wellness. Her personal journey through chronic pain led her to prioritize her own well-being, ultimately inspiring her to establish Ordinary Pioneer in February 2020. This spiritual healing community offers a safe space for individuals to explore their spirituality, embrace diverse paths, and connect through love and unity. Their services include yoga, Reiki energy healing, spiritual mentorship, intuitive card readings, and other movement practices, all aimed at promoting holistic wellness. Operating as a 501c3 nonprofit organization, Ordinary Pioneer thrives on a gift economy model, making spiritual healing accessible to all. Halina's dedication to fostering a community rooted in love and unity has allowed Ordinary Pioneer to evolve organically, guided by spirit and the needs of its members. Without further ado, let's jump into our conversation with Halina. Welcome back to Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Today we have our dear friend Halina here. How are you, Halina?
I am so wonderful, and I feel really blessed to be here. Learn from you.
Awesome. Well, we are so grateful to have you here. So, I invited Halina because I don't know if I've ever told you this. This is going to be a similar, so when I told you how I don't know if you ever do this, or you remember this happened.
How you met her?
Yeah, her founder.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Dude, soccer too.
So when we first were moving to White House in 2023, I just went on Facebook looking for yoga. And you were the first person I found. So that's why I'm on Ordinary Pioneer. And I had followed your Facebook stuff for a while, interacting here or there, right, on your posts that you all do. And finally, just in the past, couple weeks, went to a yoga class there.
Yeah.
Schedule is aligning it.
Yeah, it is.
I'm following your Facebook page.
You made it.
I made it. But a lot of the things you guys talk about really resonate. And helped me get through a really difficult time the first year here, even though you didn't know. So that's also an important point of how much putting stuff out there, you don't even know who you're helping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't even know I existed.
No. Now let's know that you do
know. So yes. So thank you for coming here. And I'm really looking forward to hear more about your story and how Ordinary Pioneer came to exist, because I don't know that part of it.
Yeah. Well, I'll start with that. So I'll go back years before Ordinary Pioneer was even a thought in my mind. And I found myself saying over and over again, I want to help people. I want to help people. I want to serve. And I would find myself serving in the most simplest of ways. And I just felt so good. And I thinking I want to do this more and more. And at the time I was kind of transitioning between jobs. I had, a little baby at the time. And it was this kind of a strange time to actually go out and do something. And of course I'm a Leo, and I'm thinking big and bold, and I got to do all this stuff. And I thought, well, I'll just start with a blog. And what am I going to call it? And then I heard the words Ordinary Pioneer. I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. And I could tell you where I was. I was driving out of the Costco parking lot, because I get it. I say grocery stores are my ministry. I go, and that's because I don't want to talk to anybody while I'm there. That's the exact perfect opportunity I have to smile at somebody or, share a loving comment or something like that. So leaving and Ordinary Pioneer came in. What does it really mean? And it taught me how impactful it is. And just as you were saying, Kelsey, we don't know the impact of these small acts of kindness. You really don't, because if I had never seen you again the first time you came in and we had a beautiful interaction and then we went on our separate ways, I know we both would have been impacted by that one singular instance. and then had been changed moving forward. And so that's like birthed this idea of ordinary pioneer. Needless to say, never did a vlog. I'm one for creating all kinds of projects and moving forward until ordinary pioneer and like what it is now. So I started doing my yoga teacher training and Reiki practitioner training in 2019. At the time, I'll kind of go a little bit deeper into this because all of this is really transformed me in incredible ways. I was struggling with alcoholism at the time too. So I started all of this like holistic healing and wellness. And then, at the same time was like in the self-destructive mode. Mm-hmm. And at that point I had a choice. And I remember the last time I drank, I knew I could go down this path of healing, of service, or I can self-destruct down this path of alcoholism. So the last time I had any alcohol, I wasn't a teacher or something like that, was December of 2019. So I dedicated from that point to myself, to my well-being, finished all my training, and then opened Ordinary Pioneer in February of 2020. Before COVID, right? The world was doing stuff. We're like about a month, yeah. And that couldn't have in-person classes, which really drove me back into myself after doing all this training. And then I was able to kind of go in and see, okay, like this is my time to take a break. What did I learn? Because I was starting to like face depression. I didn't have alcohol in my system, so I didn't have anything to medicate what I was feeling. So really a powerful time for me. So I started to develop Ordinary Pioneer. We opened the space for now in November of 2020. And I did so much work there. I was, doing yoga classes, Reiki sessions, trying to build a community while also having a full-time job, taking care of a young child. Mm-hmm. And I got really sick. Mm-hmm. And I'd always been prone to illness. I remember as I was a kid, I'd always have strep throat. Even when I didn't think I had it, I would have it. So I was overcome with illness for about a year and a half, pretty heavily. At the end of my illness or the peak of my illness in the end of 2021, I had a miscarriage, which was, extremely difficult. And then right after that, I got COVID for the first time. So everything piled on itself. And it forced me to really look at my life and see, well, what's working, what's not working, because I know the laws of healing. I know if I have stress in my mind, my body's going to take that in as illness. If I am not releasing emotions, my body's going to take that in as illness. And where am I blocked within myself that is not allowing me to step forward into who I am and how I'm actually being called to serve? I mean, it's essentially, when I say, I want to help people, I want to help people. And God's like, okay, here you go. Well, wait, but, this is not on my terms. Like, I have to leave my job to do this. Well, that's really uncomfortable because how am I going to afford, to support my family and how can I make a living? And is Ordinary Pioneer going to work? All of these things. But it honestly got to the point where I was too sick to work or care. So, I kind of had a last straw at work where I felt my body. I had an interaction with my supervisor that I could feel the pain in my body coming forward through our interaction. And I realized, oh, there's my illness. There it is right there. Mm-hmm. And I knew I couldn't heal the way I was going. So I left my job. I focused on myself. This was, and if you're suffering through any kind of physical illness, there's ups and downs. And there were days where I would start to feel better. And then other days I would just completely crash. To give you an idea of my illness, I had chronic fatigue. I had muscle weakness. I had chronic pain. I was getting dizzy spells for like 3 days. It was 3 days. Don't know what the significance of the 3 is. Yeah. But to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. And so tired. So I would feel a little bit better and then I would go back into it. And I'd feel a little better and then I would go back into it. And this was a process. It took about 2 weeks for me to start to sense my energy coming back. I'm a very impatient person too. So of course I was like, oh, I'm going to quit my job and then my body's going to heal, you know, like, no, it doesn't work like maybe for you a little, but, so it took about 9 months of dedication. I went on a vegan diet, anti-inflammatory diet, really poured everything into myself. If somebody reached out for a service and I didn't feel like I could serve, I said no. You know, if I made a commitment and then the time came for us to meet up and I wasn't feeling good, you know, apologies, I need to rest, you know, and it was very difficult, you know, for those of us who are helpers and want to be of service. That's it's so difficult to turn that opportunity down, but it was an incredible lesson of self-love. So, I mean, really, like, if I could capture Ordinary Pioneer, it's those ordinary moments that I experience for myself that have the greatest impact. And then, you know, from there, once I can experience that for myself, then I get to share that with others. But it has to come from within me first. Yeah. I don't understand that. I'm not going to be of service to others.
Yes. Yep. I can relate to that a whole lot. And just me. So I very similarly launched a business at the same time that I was really going through it. And it's funny how that happens. But also when you're launching a business, you kind of give yourself that space. So like, it's a slow start anyway, because you get to create how quickly it takes off, right? So and it's such a good reminder and good to hear I'm not the only person who's done it this way, because when I quote launched the business, it very much felt less like a launch and more like I'm doing this so that I have something to look forward to. Yeah. Even though it wasn't in that moment, like, the primary focus, because it could be, like, I needed to be the primary focus at that time, and my kids needed to be the primary focus at that time. But it was, so the name of my business is Apricity, which is the warmth of the sun in winter. And that is what that business was for when I launched it. It was that warmth of something good that was coming. And I could feel it and taste it, that it was there on the other side of this thing. You know?
Yeah. That's what I feel with opening a business. It really needs to tap into something deep within ourselves. Otherwise, what are we doing it for? Yeah, if we're just doing it to make money or whatever, you know, something from the ego that isn't rooted in who we are, it may not, like, it's going to take a lot of grit, I think, to make that work. But if it's rooted deep within a transformation that's taking place within ourselves, because that's where power comes in. That's where the passion gets on in. Well, feel that. You know, they get drawn to that. They walk in, and, you know, you walk into Ordinary Pioneer, and it's like you feel my heart. Like, what you're feeling is my heart open. And when I first opened, before I opened, and I remember I got everything set up right where I wanted, and, you know, my mind, and I'm very like, everything's got to be perfect. And then I took a pause in the space, and I blessed it, and I said, let everybody who comes in here feel at home. And it's literally in a house, you know.
Yeah.
Right? It's in a house, so if you get that aspect, but the amount of love that we generate there through our community connection is unlike anything other that I've been able to experience. You know, like, even like, you know, I don't know, my family's going to be watching this, but you know, sometimes you walk into your own home and it's like, you know, there's not like, this is safe space. It's such a safe space for us to gather. And so I hear that. I really honor about your journey and you doing it for yourself first. It is. Yeah.
Are you feeling ready for a change? At Apricity Financial Planning, we help women who are stepping into a new season of life and want to make intentional financial choices that support their goals. Whether you're exploring a career shift, navigating a big life transition, or simply looking to align your money with what truly matters to you, we're here to help. At Apricity, we believe financial planning isn't just about numbers. It's about creating the life you envision with clarity and confidence. If you're ready to take the next step toward your future that feels aligned and purposeful, visit apristifp.com to learn more or reach out directly. Let's chart your path forward together.
So, and I have to say too, walking the ordinary pioneer, I 100% with everything you just said. So it's the first place I've had one other place that kind of felt that way for me. So when I was in college, and I actually just told Tina about this like last week, but when I was in college, I was a peer counselor at a church in Athens, Ohio, and we had a house next to the church, and that was like our space, the college students, right, where we would gather and do things, and it was just a safe space to be, and that's what it feels like. Like you can walk in, ask the hard questions, and you can have those conversations. It's like, yeah, and if you're not like, I don't know, it just feels different. It feels, like you said. Yeah. One of our slogans, I want to get shirts that say this, but is we welcome the weirdos. Yeah. I mean, I really like it. Never fails. I have newer community members that come in, black sheep of my family. Nobody understands me. So come here. Yeah. Like, it's okay. Be weird here. Like, yeah. You see ghosts, like, great, so do we. You know, it's we honor everybody's view of the world and how they perceive things and their gifts and their personalities. And that's like, it is difficult to find spaces like that, you know, but it starts with the individual. You know, if we want that for ourselves, if we want to find a space that is welcoming to us and how we are, we have to be the first ones to embody that for other people. You know, I know if I'm judgmental towards somebody else, I'm probably going to receive that right back, and that doesn't feel good. So maybe I won't be judgmental and be open to how somebody else is maybe seeing things differently than me, if I want to receive that get back. Yeah. And you guys have a variety of offerings at Ordinary. So it started, it sounds like, with Reiki and yoga. Yeah, but it's all. Oh, yeah. So you want to talk a little bit about like all the different types of things you guys do? Yeah, and it's kind of a story of faith and surrender, because I thought I was just opening a regular yoga studio and then doing Reiki there. And so when we're trying to manifest something, and what I've learned is to let go, like, don't cling to a vision. You know, like yoga and Reiki, that was the vision that I had. But then as I started to see people coming in with different ideas, so something is transforming here and the community's wanting something else. What if I surrender and kind of step back a little bit and let things transform? And so if somebody came in with an idea of, I really want to lead a workshop on financial blockages, you know, like, but related to the spirit and how we work with that manifestation. Okay, let's do that. Let's see how things are. And then we just started to have all of these workshops. And so that's our primary, like, the meat of what we do are these spiritual gatherings where we talk about sacred economics is one of the topics. We talk about compassionate communication. We talked about, we've got a series on redefining religion where we, you know, like, what are all the things that we can't talk to our families about? You know, you know, let's lay everything out and bring everything back to love and unity. And so we kind of take the needs of the community as to, well, what's everybody struggling with right now? You know, and with what's happening in the world, it's become very easy to come up with topics, you know, like we led a discussion on compassionate communication a couple months ago, and how do we have difficult conversations? How do we deal with disagreements when it comes to our loved ones? How do we see things from their perspective? Not meaning we have to take it on as our own beliefs, but to honor that this person is seeing things differently. Because, you know, when we practice compassionate communication, that's a big part of why Ordinary Pioneer works the way that it does, because we're allowed to have disagreements, we're allowed to have different perspectives, but we're not allowed to be unkind to each other. You know, our one rule is to love yourself and to love others. And to us, that means we're open-hearted to everybody. And I've seen it before. The community members that come, they stay for a little while and then they leave. Usually there's a disagreement that happens and their heart closes up. they don't either want to be seen, or if they feel like they aren't there, not feeling that they can express to somebody else. And it's this like closed off nature that we do it. And it's we invite everybody to honor how they feel and to help them save themselves feel safe so that we can better understand and then get to that common ground to break that the idea that we're just see that, oh yeah, it's all coming back to love.
Yeah, that's nice.
Are you ready to elevate your health and wellness journey? Join me, Tina Baden, as we explore the transformative world of Plexus, a health and wellness business that's changing lives one person at a time. Plexus offers such a diverse range of products that cater to your unique health goals. Whether you're looking to manage your weight, improve gut health, boost your energy, or find the perfect nutrition for your kids. With an emphasis on natural ingredients and holistic wellness, Plexus empowers you to take charge of your health journey. Are you ready to take the first step? I invite you to connect with me. Head over to my website and fill out my health questionnaire for a personalized solution crafted just for you. Let's embark on this exciting journey to better health together. Your best self awaits.
Can you explain the differences between yoga and what Reiki is?
Yeah.
Because not everybody knows what that's about.
Right. Yeah. So yoga is an Indian practice that is very, very old. A lot of us think of yoga as the asanas, the postures. You go to a yoga class, you do the different asanas. But yoga actually has 8 different realms of practices. So meditation would be one. Pranayama, which is breath work, is one. There's level of integration. There's devotion. So it's really a well-rounded spiritual practice. And one of the things that I hear people say is it's yoga is a religion. It's not. Like, you can practice yoga and have any kinds of beliefs. You can be an atheist and practice yoga and still get those benefits of it. Because really what we're connecting with is the prana, the life force energy that's within us, which is science. We can, if we get cold, feel the shivers up our spine. If we get hot, feel the energy just kind of seeping from us. So that's the prana, that's the life force energy. So in yoga, we learn to work with that energy through the different postures, through the breath work, to ultimately direct us back to the true self. And Reiki is very similar. Reiki is a Japanese energy yoga practice, which is not that old. And within the last just over 100 years has Reiki been in existence. Now, energy healing is ancient, so this is the system of Reiki that we're talking about here. And just like in yoga, we work with the life force energy, which is what Reiki is. And so if you go to a Reiki treatment, what you can probably expect is to be laying on a massage table, and the practitioner will come through and sense your energy. And you can do this by, everybody knows how to do this. It's something that's innate within us. If we walk into a room where there's been an argument, we can feel the energy, right? It might feel kind of claustrophobic. If we walk into, an ordinary pioneer, to feel the energetic shift, feels open. So we go through and we sense the different, the energy centers in the body. We sense the flow of energy, and we start to work with it a little bit. So we can manipulate our energy through, I'll just speak simply, through our thoughts. If we tell ourselves over and over again, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, that's going to close off our energy and keep us very small. We say to ourselves, anything. My hands are expressing movement too. Our energy becomes open. So we can work with the energy through different methods, like talking through something, or simply feeling what's going on in the heart, acknowledging the emotions that are there that are maybe a little bit difficult to feel. But we do it in a safe environment. And then from there, once we acknowledge what's underneath, then we can begin to release it. So it's a very beautiful practice. For me, I'm in my 4th year of practice, and life before a daily yoga or Reiki practice is, it's like day. Everything is energy, and learning to connect with that energy. It's beautiful. And also, now I'm responsible for my energy, right?
So is Reiki like massage, or is it like a non-therapeutic touch?
You can incorporate it. The simplicity of Reiki is connecting with the energy within us. So that's what Ray is universal and Ki is energy. So that's what Reiki is. In a Reiki treatment, we work through the shifts of the energy to bring us back into balance.
I need to sign up.
Yeah. I so beautiful.
I have never had a Reiki experience, or is it a session, or what do you know? A Reiki
session or Reiki treatment.
Yeah, okay. All right. Either. Yeah. I have never had anything like that before. And yoga, I mean, I started.
I didn't know
yoga. I've been to a few sessions, but booty yoga is you're not just stretching, you're just moving and shaking your body and sweating a little bit, actually burning calories.
Yes.
So I thoroughly enjoy the yoga. But tell us where Ordinary Pioneer is located.
It is in White House, Ohio, right in downtown, and we're located in a house. And it's got a homey feel. We have a backyard too that's really beautiful. Right now we're recording in winter, so it's pretty, but in a different way. But we have a lot of different events and gatherings in our backyard, and every year we have a Create Community Festival. This year, it used to be called a Create Community Art Fest, and this is actually the first time I'm announcing this, but it's actually going to be called the Create Community Peace Fest now. So,
and you do that in the summer?
It's in the summer, yes.
Okay.
It'll be early August. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that was the thing I saw when we were first moving. We found out we were moving like the first week of July. So that was the thing I saw on Facebook that was coming up, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" And it's happened literally the weekend before I moved. It's kind of like a family reunion feel where we have like different games going on, but then we also have healing services. We've got vendors and a lot of music this year, and I'll take you some poetry readings and stuff too. So yeah,
nice.
That's so cool.
Nice.
Next try to get there this year.
I wanna get this Reiki session.
Yeah.
I leave on vacation soon, so I want to get a session next year.
All right. Well, this has been so great, Halina.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. This conversation was very much needed, I think. So thank you. Why don't you take just a moment, tell our listeners sort of where they can find out more about you, Ordinary Pioneer, and what you do.
Ordinary Pioneer is located at White House, Ohio, and people house there. And you can find us at ordinarypioneer.com. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and have a lot of content actually on YouTube as well. Different classes, different podcasts on there, so I invite you to check that out. And also, if you feel resonant with our mission here, please, send in a donation of any amount. It's always so very helpful. We are supporting a lot of community members right now with low income. So that is my ask is donations of any amount if you feel called to participate in that way. We're so, so grateful. And we'd love to come and meet you at our space at White House.
Awesome. It was so nice meeting you, too.
I know. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And we will talk to you all next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Bloom with Tina and Kelsey. Your support truly means the world to us, and we're so grateful to have you as part of our blossoming community.
We hope you enjoyed this week's conversation and found inspiration in our discussions. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you love what you hear, please consider leaving us a review. Your feedback helps us grow and reach more listeners like you.
Join us next week for another exciting episode filled with insights, laughter, and growth. We can't wait to share it with you.
Keep glowing and see you soon.